Greetings to all my viewers at the new episode of Conversations for Hungary. Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, will be in the White House Monday for a work visit, as the White House designated it. And I would like to talk about his upcoming visit in the White House Monday. Viktor Orban hasn't been to the White House since 2001, and he's basically the 25th out of the 28 heads of states who was invited from the NATO organization. So he's one of the last prime ministers or presidents who visits the White House and sits down directly with President Trump. I would like to emphasize that I am not against the visit and not against the fact that Viktor Orban meets President Trump in person. Actually, I think, that's a good thing, because the President Trump would be able to take the measure of Viktor Orban in person. Of course, Viktor Orban, his government and the Hungarian media, totally controlled by Mr. Orban and his party, emphasizes the similarities between Viktor Orban's policy toward the migrants in Europe, as well as President Trump's policies toward illegal immigration from the South. I must say, and I don't want to elaborate, but the two cannot be compared for a very simple reason. The migrants in Europe did not want to stay in Hungary. They wanted to go through Hungary to reach Germany. In the case of illegal immigration from South and Central America, clearly the destination country for all those illegal immigrants is the United States. Secondly, U.S. handling of illegal immigrants is much more humane than what the Hungarians did with the migrants who came mostly from Asia and Middle East and Africa. And thirdly, the Hungarians never had a clear policy toward those migrants who somehow were able to stay in Hungary. In the United States, of course, we also have difficulties and differences, but there is an emerging, more humane policy than in Hungary. But more importantly, I think, three topics must be raised. First of all, Orban's ambivalent behavior toward both NATO and the European Union. That's a problem. Secondly, his closeness to Mr. Putin and his increasing warming up to the Chinese President Xi, who is bringing in money to Hungary. And thirdly, the huge, humongous corruption that Hungary experiences under Mr. Orban, who personally enriched himself to an incredible degree. I also think that in addition to those three issues, the situation of democracy in Hungary should be raised. Secondly, the question of the rule of law. And thirdly, the oppression of the opposition parties also. Finally, Hungary's policies toward the Hungarian minorities in Romania, Slovakia, and even in Ukraine must be the topic of the conversation. In all those cases, Hungary is not a democratic country, the rule of law does not apply, They use the Hungarian minorities to create disturbances in those countries, which undermines the unity of the European Union. And the corruption must be not just contained, but Hungary must go through a cleansing process. So I think, those should be the very topics that I'm sure that President Trump will bring up. So the meeting won't be a congenial meeting, but a meeting in which, the United States let Hungary and the Prime Minister know why, he's not particularly welcome in Washington, D.C. I will definitely get all the information that I can of the meeting, and in the next episode I will discuss it and analyze it. Meanwhile, I hope that you will watch directly the video. If not, you can go to realnewstalk.com and you can view this episode and previous episodes at the same time. Okay, thank you again, and I wish you the best until we meet again next week in the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.